Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on and receive it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution, excited. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension from maybe platforms, dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. And that is MSG, the message in the message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now, and things aren't created, but see true.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to The Day Shift. I'm Paulette. I'm the owner and founder of Brownstone Worldwide, Cityscape Radio, and you guessed it, Brownstone Living Magazine, which actually drops tonight for paying subscribers. But we also have the digital version of Brownstone Living Magazine that actually drops tomorrow for everybody else at a reasonable hour. And so we're going to be going over a couple of things today with you all in this first hour of the day. You all know that we normally go live twice a day. This is your first rendition of that for the day shift. This is my first day back. I was struggling with my voice last week. Now she feels like she's trying to act a fool now. But we're going to jump right in and get into some news. We are going to be talking today about HR 1319. HR 1319 is what our topic is about right now. We're going to be covering that. We're also going to be covering what's currently in the news to give you a quick update of everything that is happening. What I would encourage you to do to get those regular updates is to head over to brownstoneworldwide.com. And you can get those updates. We're also going to be talking about how you can remain connected with us on a regular basis. I'm already feeling like a little stress and a little strain. I wonder what's going on. Wait a minute. This is unusual. See, this is what happens when you go live twice a day for 2 hours for literally months on end, and then you sing at the top of your lungs on Sunday for a friend. How's that? What happened? What happened? Hey, Shonda, how are you? Hey, Stone Freak, how are you, Mr. Stone? Good to see you. So listen, let's jump right into it because tonight, remember, you guys, we are going to be going over our two senators for the day. We're going to be talking the two senators. Look at that. I love it. Okay, so we're going to be talking about our two senators. For those of you all who are new here and you don't know what we're doing, I said that we were going to come back and we were going to start talking about all of the things that were important to us when it comes to midterms. Y'all, because midterms are going to be super important. We're going to be talking about Gavin Newsom tonight. We're also going to be talking about a couple of people that are starting their campaigns early who are new to the political field and are looking to get into either a congressional seat or a senatorial seat throughout the US of A as they start to come across my news feed. One in particular is one in Texas who is fighting tooth and nail as a Democrat to have a say, and his name is Isaiah. We're going to be talking about him later on this evening as well. And then we're going to wrap up and try to get out of here at a decent hour because we usually end up staying until about 11 o'clock at night. And then I'm exhausted the next day, and that has to stop. It has to stop, folks. So I have to rein in myself and say, all right, this is this. We're going to structure. We're creating structure. That's what we're going to do. So let's jump right into it and let's start digging into some of the news and information of what's happening right now. So the U.S. and the European Union got into a tariff deal at the last minute. So the current tariff deal is a 15% duty on most European Union goods like cars, potato chips, things like that, pharmaceuticals. And it's also going to be giving them an opportunity to kind of avert this thing that Trump has set up. It seems like with just about everybody, 30% tariff if they had not agreed to the 15%. Let's see. So steel and aluminum stay under heavy limits, and stocks in Europe and U.S. futures actually were up this morning because of the report in the news. Because of this. All right. So that's number one. So your Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, says the broader August 1st tariff deadline still stands for non-deal countries. So for those countries who said, nah, bruh, we're going to holler at you. If you said that, then you can pretty much hang it up because those tariffs jump right into activation. And so here's the thing, folks. What a lot of countries are already doing is they've already made the decision to do what? They're not dealing with the U.S. anyway. It's just as simple as that. They're like, nah, we good. We out. So that's all I have to say about that. So Israel let in more aid trucks into Gaza yesterday. Okay, so we definitely want to talk about that. I know over the weekend we witnessed Friday. For those of you all who were there, I could not keep my eyes off of the Handala flotilla. For the past, 2 or 3 weeks, they've been, saying what they're going to do, how they are going to, make it to the shores of Gaza. And they made it to about 3 miles out. And then they were stopped in international waters, which we know, of course, is illegal to do because those are international waters. And they were stopped by the Israeli military armed guards. And so what I have to respect about the group of people who made this decision to do this was, number one, it was 21 people. 19 were actual activists and so forth, some from the US, from 12 different countries, actually, as a matter of fact. And they made the decision to make this journey with food, supplies, toys, baby formula, things like that people desperately need in Palestine at this very moment. And what we learned was they were filming the whole thing. They documented the whole thing. So 2 of the other folks that came with them are journalists and people who were helping to film this entire experience. And so I started following their experience beginning on the 15th of July. And when they decided that they were going to start the trek, I started to follow their live feed on YouTube. So I started following it on a regular basis every day. I would just keep the screen up and I would watch them. And so finally on Friday, they were getting closer and closer. Jacob Berber actually went live right before they put on their safety vests and so forth. And talk to us for a little while about what the plans were, what they were going to do if they were apprehended by Israeli military, which is exactly what happened. Hey, Angie T, how are you? Hey, Kelly. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, my name is Paulette. I'm the owner and founder of BrownstoneWorldwide.com, Cityscape Radio, and you guessed it, Brownstone Living Magazine. I'm here for a short while today. I'm having to learn how to condense my time as we have some new projects that are coming up for the Brownstone. And so we're going to have to do an hour here and then an hour there in the evening instead of 2 hours here and 2 hours there, which is our normal thing. But what I would encourage you to do is, if you want to continue to stay connected to us, definitely head over to brownstoneworldwide.com and go ahead and subscribe to the email list. And then that way you're able to get the news. You're going to get the daily deals and coupons. You're going to get all of that sent to your email address on a regular basis, as opposed to waiting. Is she going live today? Y'all, last week, I just couldn't do it. My voice was fried. And we kind of straining again today, I'm noticing, even as I'm talking. But we're going to make it through this. It's probably because I'm not as strong as I was last week. And I'm using those Hey, Shane in Arkansas. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, let's get back into it. All right. So we witnessed Friday the Handala be illegally detained by Israel's military. They are in court today for deportation hearings. They are safe. That's the one thing that we do know. Okay. So I wanted to definitely let you all know that they are safe. Everything is good. And they are hanging in there. Okay. We haven't heard of anything else except for this. If they were going to be detained illegally, they all made a decision that they would begin a hunger strike in retaliation, number one, and number two, to show solidarity for those people who are in Gaza and are not getting the support that they need. Now, let's talk briefly about what has happened in regards to that. So we are clear, Israel is starting to let in more aid trucks. 100 aid trucks went into Gaza yesterday, and they have opened limited daily pause windows. And the biggest issue is that there is still this massive global outrage over what is currently happening. Hey, Kayshawn, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Hey, Missy Pie 21, how are you? Welcome. So we are watching this unprecedented event continue to occur over and over and over. And what I find to be most interesting is when I was watching the live feed on Friday with the Handala flotilla making its trek, there were over 13,000 people that witnessed what happened. The stream was streaming, folks, and we saw firsthand what was happening right there. Hey there, Kayshawn. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Winter 2000. I'm so glad y'all here, and thank you for hanging with me last week, just doing just regular videos so I could rest my voice. You were watching. Did you see what happened? I literally could not. I didn't know what to do except to post a video and to talk about it and share what I had just recorded. And I recorded it in real time, just like most other people did, and shared that information right away. There were armed guards. They were very, very compliant. Everyone had their hands up. And the rule was if they were going to be captured, that they would throw their phones in the water. And so they destroyed their phones and they waited for the next thing. So the one thing that we have to remember is these folks literally put their lives on the line as activists and as attorneys and as people who believe and know in their heart of hearts that what is happening right now is wrong. They are literally going in. It was Mossad. It wasn't the army. It was Mossad. Okay, thank you. All right. So whomever it was, they're detained. They're detained, and right now they are supposed to be going before whatever courts to start the deportation hearings. I just wanted to make sure that they made it out okay. That's all I wanted to do, and I understand wanting to keep eyes on what's happening, but the fact that they were able to get as close as they did, I think was a good thing. It was a good thing. So yeah. Hey, Jeffrey Cruz, how are you? Okay. So moving forward, we want to definitely talk about this heat wave that's coming. So a couple of other things that I'll be doing a little bit differently, especially during the day shift, is this. We're going to break up segments of news. We're going to talk about what's happening locally and then what's happening with the Brownstone and introduce you guys to some things that are happening at Brownstone Worldwide, so that we kind of stay focused on some other things, because the world is moving so fast. Y'all, President was in Scotland this weekend and they were not happy, as is the rest of the world with his 37% approval rating. I'm surprised he has an approval rating at all at this point. I just wanted to kind of put that out. No, Epstein files. Let's talk about that. Hey, Gifted Hands, how are you? Welcome, welcome. All right, so let's talk about those Epstein files. Number one, Donald Trump is fuming because it's not going anywhere. There are some people, a part of the press, a part of the news, me not being one of them, and others who are saying, "You got to be kidding me! This is like, oh, thank you." So, Keyshawn, it's almost as if you knew what was getting ready to come out of my mouth, and I literally didn't want to say it, but it's the truth. She's gonna get a pardon. Ghislaine Maxwell is gonna get a pardon, and we're gonna witness it. And if all hell doesn't break loose because of that, I would be absolutely surprised. But I think a lot of us already know what is going to happen. She'll get a pardon, and they'll package it up and make it really pretty. I was listening to a podcast yesterday where they're already rewriting what happened and how he ended up in these rooms. And it's basically he's a victim. And yeah. And it's very sad that she'll get a pardon. Hey, Gina Dorda, how are you? So I heard this podcast and I couldn't believe my ears. I had to stop and to replay it. Some of these podcasters who are MAGA are literally saying now and putting this out into the atmosphere that he is a victim of trying to bring this guy to justice. He recorded things, he took pictures, he sent those to DOJ so that they could go ahead and investigate him, Epstein, and not Trump. And I need you all to understand how deep this rabbit hole goes. And if you really want to see like a Cliff version of this, go watch Scandal. That's what I'm going to encourage you to do. Go ahead and watch Scandal, because none of this makes sense to me anyway. So you knew this guy, you all hung out, you did all kinds of things together. There are lawsuits out. There are tons of women who were children who literally were assaulted by the both of you, and you're the victim. Oh, that's the story we're spinning. Okay. All right. Okay, then. That's I'm just here to report the news. I don't want no smoke, like somebody used to say. But yeah, all right. So let's move on, because I could go down the rabbit hole. I'm trying my best to be good. All right. Michigan Walmart stabbing, 11 injured in Traverse City. The suspect faces terrorism and assault charges. All victims are expected to survive. And had one man not had his piece on him, it probably would have been a lot worse. Not sure exactly what happened to this dude or why he did what he did. But basically, what we're learning is that he just went around assaulting people. I know one person is in critical condition. I do know that. Hey, Jim Cross, how are you? Denver plane evacuation. So this morning, 173 people slid off an American Airlines 737 after a tire and a landing gear fire occurred this morning. One is hospitalized, and of course, the FAA is investigating that. Okay, thank you so much for the likes so far. So listen, if I sound a little bit reserved, it's because I'm having to learn how to not use so much force when I'm talking. And it's been happening a lot, Lauren. What is up with it? I don't even know. I honestly don't. So let's talk about in Western Australia, honey, they had an earthquake. Let's talk about Cambodia and Thailand started fighting, and they've already come to a truce. You see how easy it can be? Even though after doing my research, I found that Thailand has been intruding on Cambodia for years. This is not new. So yeah, dangerous heat dome is blanketing different parts of the country. They're talking about certain areas like where I'm at, 115 degrees, y'all. Listen, I talk about it often. I do not have AC in my car. What am I going to do? Just somebody help me. Okay, so 100 and 125. I'm in Atlanta. Lauren. And they're saying that it's supposed to get up to 115 degrees. Now, I don't know about y'all, but where I live currently, I keep telling people, no, we live in Florida. We live in Florida because it rains every day here. So I am south of Atlanta, the central portion of downtown Atlanta. I'm south of the airport, and I don't know what in the world is going on. Part of the Ring of Fire, Australia, Ecuador, California. So yeah, that part. If Kayshawn says so, because I know she's the research queen. Listen, I honestly don't know what's happening. I've lived in the South since 1991. And in all of my years of living in Atlanta, it has never rained this much. Ever. Like it literally rains every day. If it's for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, we get like this massive downpour, and then the sun comes back out. And it's like, I live in Florida. It's too much. And I'm trying to get ready to stain my deck. And I can't get to it because it keeps raining. It keeps raining. It's insane. It's I don't understand what's going on. So what they're saying is of course there are cooling centers that have been opened not only where I live, but throughout specific areas of the South, because record highs are, possible today and for the next 5 or 6 days as well. So I'm scared to go outside because I don't have any AC in my car, and I'm not paying to get that car fixed. They're talking $1,500. I know. I should go ahead and get it done. But yeah, you live in the PNW, and Mount Rainier is rumbling. It's a Mount Rainier. I hope I said that right. It's a volcano. What? Ruby's Colorful World. And I'm not familiar with the term PNWC, so I'm getting ready to look it up. Wait a minute. What's happening? Hey, Miss Shonda, how are you? I don't understand what is going on. Pacific Northwest, thank you, sweetie. I sure appreciate you because I'm still half asleep. I was up all night just, doing the things that I have no business doing. I should be asleep. Y'all, let's talk about Project 2025 really quick. There is another that has been completed. We didn't get an opportunity to talk about it. That's the Ring of Fire. Kayshawn said that's the Ring of Fire. So something's about the Rumble, and I don't know how I feel about that. Let's talk about the Center for Disease Controls. It was completed on July 17th, according to Project 2025 .observer. We want to definitely talk about that. So according to the administration is rerouting birth control funds to menstrual cycle education classes to try to prevent pregnancy without using birth control. Did y'all hear what I just said? Let me read it again. And it is complete. So let's talk about that. I know. The administration is rerouting. They want us knocked up. Well, honey, the administration is rerouting birth control funds to menstrual cycle education classes. What are they going to teach people? The rhythm method that doesn't work to try to prevent pregnancy without using birth control. That's on page 455. The CDC oversaw and funded the development and testing of the COVID-19 vaccines, and with aborted fetal cells insensitive to the consciences of tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of people who objected to taking a vaccine with such a link to abortion. As evidenced by the litigation across country, it is likely that thousands were fired unjustly. Me and you both, Lauren, but I have daughters. Okay. I got daughters, and yeah, here we go. I told y'all, bring some proof. I'm literally reading you the proof, Joe. It's right here. Let me explain something to y'all who are new here. Before you fall off the face of the earth and you run on to go and be a troll in somebody else's room, let me stop you right now and say, I am looking at Project 2025, the actual document right now. And we have been following it in this room since the beginning. Ruby's cup. Listen, hey, how's it done? How is it unjustly when the Supreme Court gives him the thumbs up to fire the waste in the government? Waste? Or do what the hell I want because I can, because ain't nobody gonna stop me, right? Which one is it? See, this is where I need to fall back. No, Joan, it's okay. My apologies. We have to, yeah. So we've been following this for some time, and they are literally telling us that menstrual cycle. Do people not understand? Do people not understand what this fool and this administration is doing to the U.S.? I don't understand. Oh, I've already done the research. I'm gonna do a whole think piece on it. Kayshawn. Yes, Project Esther is following up, and now, yeah, he is the waste. He is not bringing us back, baby. I'm gonna let you go ahead and stay, Laura Gratz, because listen, I'm gonna let the folks in this in this chat handle you. Yeah, you go ahead and you keep believing that. Looking like a whole Stepford wife. I got time today. After everything that we are witnessing and we are experiencing right now in this country, and you dare say something like that with somebody who is clearly on mental decline and believes that he is the person that can do whatever he wants, including his entire establishment and administration, from Stephen Miller to the non-American himself, Elon Musk, to the Doge establishment. Yeah, you all are all brainwashed. Captain Cankles is his new name, and I'm here for all of it today. I really am, with a kind smile on my face. No, I know him very well, honey. I have been paying attention to this dude when he was a simple businessman and cutting deals that he refused to pay people for, and families lost their entire livelihood. And y'all are okay with that. Y'all are okay with that because you wanted to vote for the white guy. Let's just call it what it is. You really do know him? Oh, okay. And that's nice, Laura. You go right ahead. You decided to jump into a room full of people who are literally against what is happening right now in this country, cutting entire departments. And we're seeing what's happening when you cut entire departments and you leave people destitute. I didn't vote for him because he's the guy. It was not waste. And I'm about to cuss, so let me bring it back down. We know it wasn't waste, honey. Because you know what? If we would do the right thing, yeah, honey, she not only drank the Kool-Aid, baby, she topped it off with a little liquor on top. Actually, no, they didn't. And y'all are so excited about that. So let's have this conversation since I have about 15 more minutes. Okay. Vote for sense or vote for nonsense. He is a narcissist. Thank you, Sally. Yep. So vote is great. So what you cooking today? Exactly. Right. So let's talk about that. You don't think that what this guy is doing in this entire administration, first of all, he's a puppet. It's evident because we've got Stephen Miller. We're picking up people who have done nothing wrong instead of having all of the immigration laws changed and all of that. Listen, you know what? Let's just go ahead and let's just destroy and be evil and mean and careless and cruel to everyone in this country. Is that correct? Thank you so much for that, gifted hands. And no matter what you say about anything that is going on right now, none of those people that were picked up by these bounty hunters who are being paid $1,000 to $1,500 a head. See, nobody wants to talk about that. But somebody actually came out that's doing it right now and said, and I'm not going to stop because I'm being paid a hell of a lot of money to be mean and to be cruel. I'm not going to stop. Right? You know why we need to talk about it now? Because we need to get people out of office. And I don't care if they are what? Democrat or Republican. I don't actually live in Cali. I'm just calling it like I see it. If y'all like evil, you go right ahead. But let me explain something to you. I've said it once and I'll say it again. And I'm saying it with a very calm face. Your people didn't come here legally. And y'all brought my folks over here illegally. Okay? I'm saying it with a very calm face today. Here's the thing. What y'all need to understand is that it's all going to come back and we are going to witness it. And in between that time, with the midterms coming, guess what, folks? We are prepared. Oh, he's been prayed over. What God you serve? Baby, I'm here for it today. Yep. Yep. With that sign-on bonus and the $140,000 a year salary and all of that stuff. Oh, yes. Oh, I get it. I get evil and I get hate and I get racism. That's what I get, Laura. That's what I get. What Jesus that you serve that's brown like me? I'm here for it today, baby. You think that man doesn't hate me? Always. Correct, Grace. Always been racist. Always. I'm here for it today. Come on in the room. Yeah, she's got nothing better. That's 5. I will get back for listening to the Kaylee. Yeah. So you could say what you want, but I'm watching it in real time, what they're doing to families, to children. You went into foster homes. You told people to go into foster homes and pick babies up. Picking up the babies from the foster homes where they were safe and being loved and being cared for, and pick them up. Make it make sense. You wouldn't want nobody coming to your house and picking your children up. Rick, to you as well. I don't even watch the regular news. I haven't in years because I don't trust them because they kissed the ring like the rest of y'all did. Oh, he did. After he put the ad in the New York Times, the big page ad, and then he didn't retract once it came out that it was all a lie and those boys are never going to be the same. Yeah, it's all about the money. Y'all know it is. Thank you so much, user 774-865. Yep. Let them talk. It's okay today. I got time today. Y'all just helping me. I got 12 minutes left. Yep. Oh, it's all lies? Child, please. And when I get tired, I'm going to go ahead and block y'all because the block is hot. I got time today because we're watching it in real time and you are too. You are too. And it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. And that's the thing, Ladriana. Like, I've been trying to find out as well. Grace said I can block them for it. Listen, it's come to that point. Whenever I go live, I'm going to definitely need a moderator. Because, honey, like I say, the block is hot. The block is hot, hot, hot. But sometimes we just need y'all to just stay in here. And let me explain something to you. For all of you all who are still here, one of the things that we do here, because see, I had a little time and it doesn't bother me. Y'all can say or do whatever you want. People say, oh, don't worry about the naysayers. Don't do this. Don't do that. Sometimes y'all need a reality check. So let's talk about this really quick and what you all need to know if you come in this room, no matter who you are. I never, not once, want anyone to believe that I am left or right. I am for right, period. And I mean doing right because it is right. Okay. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I don't care if you are Democrat, MAGA, Republican, whomever you are, it doesn't matter. What you need are facts. That's why we come in this room. Okay. All joking aside, What you need are facts and information that you're not going to get from traditional television news. You're not going to get it from somebody that's being corporate run. So the thing is at the end of the day, it's about finding out what you need to find out, because when this midterm election comes up, you need to know who took a PAC, who took a super PAC, who took a PAC, who did all of the things, and why when they get in those rooms in on Capitol Hill, nothing gets done, and it looks like they're not for the American people. You need to know that. You need to know why there's this huge cover up with this man who is clearly, and it ain't me, baby. It's in the news itself. If y'all really want to go down this, yeah. So here's the thing. We got a 34 count felon in the White House. If Barack Obama had jaywalked, all hell would have broken loose. That's why people like me and others have left regular news. Don't dictate to me what I can and cannot say. It is a thing. I was like, oh no, y'all got me messed up. As long as you stay with corporate news, yeah. No, he's not. That's game. You know what that is? That's a cover-up, running game. I'll say it again. If that man had jaywalked, he wore a tan suit, and the world couldn't believe that this black man had wore a tan suit. They talked about his wife for years. Years. They still talk about her. And it's so unfortunate, because look at us. We're doing like this and nothing's getting done. And that's so disappointing to me. It's so sad that we're sitting here, we're having these massive conversations about nothing that is going to benefit us. How many of you clock in today on somebody's job? Exactly, Kayshawn. How many of you all get up and go to work to somebody's job every day? How many of you all are getting Social Security? How many of you all are receiving some type of government support or assistance or SNAP benefits? Let me be clear, I don't get none of it. I get up and I work my ass off every day, just like every last person that is on this call in one way or another. We do what we can to survive. And here's the thing that gets me the most, is they have us fighting against each other and amongst each other over the foolishness that is nothing in the end, while they continue to take and take and take and take and take, and they laugh all the way, one, to the bank, and all the way to a third, fourth, and fifth freaking term, because we are not paying attention, because they got us playing against each other. We arguing over what? Over what? For what? And why? Right, goober fruit. Why? We arguing over what? What are we going to do when the midterms arrive? That's the biggest question. I say it once, I say it often. We steal the what? The people. We steal the people. No, we're not. We're not. That's how come I said I'm not blocking nobody. Y'all stay here if you want to. You know how to leave and exit left, stage left, or whatever you want to do. I'm here to provide the information, news and information. That's it. That's it. You want facts? You come here. I have my own personal beliefs. I try my best to keep them out of it. But I'm not blind. I'm not stupid. We already know that woman is going to get a pardon. We know that. And they're going to tell her to shut the hell up or you're next. And I don't care what anybody says. That's it. So that's a conversation, honestly, I don't care to have. We don't even talk about that in here. Why? Because he's going to get away with that too. We need to do everything we can as the people to get these folks out and get the right people in that are going to fight for the American people. That's it. And I appreciate you all for being in this room, letting me have my say. Marie B, he sure is. He sure is. And what I want us to understand is this. I don't care what your faith is. I don't care what you believe. You got two eyes. You know right from wrong. That's right, Kayshawn. We are still the people. We know right from wrong. And it doesn't matter who you voted for. I'm old enough to know that I have lived through Republican and Democratic leadership before. This is unprecedented. Take the information and make a better decision. Do you think, let's stop, let's have this conversation. Lord have mercy, I'm going over and I do not care. Do you think that these people, when they make a decision to run, do not have a PR team who have hired people who understand the psychology of voters? That's how they were able to do what they did. He ran on division. He ran on hate. Honey, he teased people with disabilities. He did all the things. And then when he felt like it, he decided to sue everybody and they kissed the ring. Paramount kissed the ring and paid him a ton of cash. Baby, he's on a cash run. He's on a cash grab. Y'all don't see that? Y'all don't see that? He's on a cash grab. And he using your tax dollars, my tax dollars to do it with. He on a cash grab. Why are we still talking about Obama? He's not even the president anymore. Y'all see how y'all play silly? Okay, Lugo. Y'all believe what you want. He's on a cash grab. Exactly. They fixated on the wrong individual. This dude is over in Scotland, if he's not back already, playing in his on his golf courses and making deals that had nothing to do with the American people. And his sons have created an entire group called, what is it called again? Let me pull it up. Where you have to pay $500,000 just to be in the room. How many of us on here got 500 grand to be in the room with them and making and cutting deals and doing all kind of business deals on your tax dollars? How you feel about that? How you feel about that? You all right with it? Should you be? I could care less, Laura. Rice Writing is still don't wrong nobody. He paid for votes. It's so disheartening to watch. It is. So all of us are blind, right? We didn't just watch Paramount pay this man a ton of money to get the FCC to approve this deal, right? Okay. Midterms. That's it. That's it. Midterms. Because we still the people. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all. That's all I want y'all to understand is the power is still in the collective. We are the collective. That's it. Take the information that we're going to provide later on tonight and do with it what you will. But what we have learned is they all playing together, didn't we? Didn't we learn that? We learned that some Democrats have taken super PAC money from Republican super PACs from Mitch McConnell. We found that out. We learned what an APAC is. If you do not know, you should join us because I'm doing a recap. Oh, I'm here for it now. So when you go to the polls and you are looking at that career politician make decisions for you and your family while they're sitting there and they stacking paper on paper on paper, and you can't get the help that you need in your communities that are falling apart, you can vote their asses out because you'll know what you're working with. That's it. Bridget, of course she didn't. But at this point, let's look at what we're looking at right now. What are we looking at? We're looking at the fact that he is in the presidential seat of the United States of America. But not only that, but we also have how many branches of government? 3, right? How many of y'all remember your civics class? You don't remember? I got you. We're going to talk about that too, right? Because the right people are in position right now to allow him to keep doing what he's doing. Isn't it funny that they are on recess now to keep from talking about the Epstein files? Which ain't gonna mean a hill of beans, because we all know he in it. We know he in it. So all of those little girls with the lawsuits and stuff like that I've actually read some of them, because at one point they were public knowledge, and I've read it and I thought, this can't be real life. This was years ago. This was 8, 9 years ago. All of them little girls lying. Okay. Yep. Ada, we are still the people. No, she didn't. No. Mm-hmm. Elon has admitted it without admitting it. Yeah. See, Goober Fruit, I thought I wasn't crazy. I have them too. I have a lot more too. And this was years ago. It was released as, so I'm a part of a journalist group, and it was released as a link. And the person that released it said, I'll pull them back. You better get it. And that was years ago. I know I'm not crazy. Thank you for that. Yeah. Yep. HR 1319. Let's talk about it, shall we? Okay, so it wasn't just me, Google Fruit. Because for a minute, I thought, did I imagine that I downloaded that years ago? Yeah, I downloaded it. It is. It's open court knowledge. So why we even having this crazy ass conversation that he is not who he has always said he is? All right, so let's talk about HR 1319 before I wrap it up. But I just want you all to know, one of the things, thank you, Kayshawn, for that, is I want you all to know, no matter who you are welcome here in the neighborhood. But what we will do is, number one, we're going to respect each other. Number two, it's okay to be passionate about what you believe in. We're not going to dog each other out, right? We can still hold it. We can communicate whatever, and we can learn from one another. But what we cannot do is overlook the fact that with everything that is going on, if we believe that this guy is running everything, we're first of all delusional. And number two, look at who is a part of what? We got Stephen Miller. This guy wants everybody locked up. An executive order was passed down on those who are homeless. Did you hear about that? I did a whole think piece on it. Okay. What's the other one? HR 1319. And number two, the last one, It's what we just talked about with Project 2025. It's an actual book. Project Esther is not far behind. Oh, but wait, there's more. There's also Project 2029. Now that ain't on the mega side, y'all. It is written for us, and we have the power. And somehow along the way, folks, what we have failed to understand is the fact that we vote. Whoever y'all were rocking and a rolling, splishing and a splat. Remember that? Baby, yes, Auntie T. Project 2029 is a real thing. We'll be talking about that tonight. So we just come here to just give y'all information. That's it. That's all I want to do. And I'm going to keep on doing it too. That part. You still digesting, Esther? Yep. So a group of friends and I got together and we talked about it briefly yesterday. What Project 2029 is, and it's from the Democratic side because they want to counter what's happening. Yeah, I'll be back on. I usually try, so I'm looking at my schedule. I'm trying to stay true to my schedule. Like I said, we got a ton of stuff that's happening in the Brownstone. So I'll be back on here. I'm gonna say between 8:30 and 9-ish, right? Because I've got a client that needs, I'm supposed to cut some commercials today, and my deadline is coming up quickly, and these are paying really, really cute, so I got to get on my game. All right, so let's see. So let's talk about HR 1319 before we wrap. Okay, super important for you all to know all about it. I pulled as much information as I possibly could on it. All right. And what you all need to know, I did, hang on, let me see if I can pull up the last update that came out about it this morning. So I have it set up on an automation. When Tan, right, when Tan suits was all the outrage, but that was always, oh my God, he wore a Tan suit today. All right, so HR 1319, what is it? Anybody heard of it? If you have not, let's go ahead and pull it up. I've been doing my research. I thought I did a piece. I did. I didn't. So it's called the Modern Worker Empowerment Act. Have you all heard about it? So basically, what this law, or if it passes, is going to do is they're going to take away a whole bunch of your stuff. Okay, let's talk about that, shall we? It's some scary stuff. And I need us to be paying attention. HR 1319, please write that down. Please do as much research as you possibly can, because after this, I'm gonna wrap it up. Actually, we're going to call them undocumented immigrants. I can't stand that phrase. Okay, so let's talk about that. It's a House bill. It was actually introduced February 13, 2025 by Representative Kevin Kiley that was set one nationwide test to decide if you're an employee or an independent contractor under the Fair Labor Standards Act. Got it? Let me repeat that again. HR 1319, the Modern Worker Empowerment Act, is a House bill that was introduced February 13th, 2025 by Representative Kevin Kiley. It was set a nationwide test to decide if you're an employee or an independent contractor under the Fair Labor Standards Act and the National Labor Relations Act. Now, this is how the test works. I'm trying to put it as simply as I possibly can. Hang on. Because TikTok asked me, when you've been here over an hour, they make you do this puzzle thing. All right. All right. So what it does is it's common law ideas, mainly how much control a company has over how you do your job, and whether you're really running your own business, taking on risk, finding your own customers. If the company doesn't tightly control you and you operate like a business, you'd be a contractor. Okay. So the reason why a lot of companies like this is because they say it gives a clear, predictable rule after years of shifting federal and state standards, helping freelancers and the companies that hire them know where they stand. So here's another thing that is going to be an issue from the other side that a lot of employees need to be concerned with. See, I'm a business owner, so I don't know. Everybody that works for me, I have 2 employees. Everyone else is an independent contractor, 1099. Okay. I'm very clear on that because you need to handle all your own thing, and I need to come over here and do other things, right? So, and take care of employees. Okay. Super important. Now, the reason why it's an issue for other people, fewer people would count as employees. What does that mean? You're going to lose benefits, baby. You get it? Guaranteed minimum wage will be out the door. You know what else? Overtime pay. And guess what else? Union rights. Independent contractors don't get any of those protections at all. You see why this is so important? The House Education and Workforce Committee approved it on July 23rd. The vote was 19-16, and it's, quote, been reported out of committee and could head to the full House vote next when they return. You see why this is important to you? Because at any minute, these major corporations who are already the top 1%, who are already getting government subsidies. Do you know where government subsidies come from? They come from your money, baby. Okay? They come from your tax dollars. They're already getting subsidies. They're already going to get a larger tax cut based upon the signing of the big, beautiful bill, right? And then on top of that, they are going to get an opportunity to decide whether or not you get to do what? Whether or not you are an employee or a contractor. So right now it is at a standstill since they are on leave right now. What is it, 6 weeks or something like that? And then when they come back, then of course they'll be voting on this, and you already know it's going to pass. And so the question that you should be asking yourself on a broader scale is, how do these things continue to pass when it doesn't make sense for the American people? Because they don't have nothing to do with you anymore. Because of super PACs, because we have these super PACs that are major corporations. Hey, Fleetwood, how are you? Good to see you. Because of these PACs and these super PACs, a lot of times, they are voting in the interest of the people that gave them money. We talk about this all the time. Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. Since people's subsidies are getting restricted, shouldn't business subsidies be restricted as well? I would say so. Oh, Fleetwood. Y'all, okay. So let me tell you, last week, the week before, I was trying my best to get through Friday. I think I went live Friday, and my throat was hurting so bad that I just said, I have to take a week off. I had to take a week off so I could at least, and you notice I'm a lot more calm today, right? It's not so much that, it's because as a vocalist, I use a lot of my torso here to speak or to sing. I'm using the same technique here, and I have to learn how to retract that because it can impact you as much talking as I do throughout the day. So I'm gonna have to learn how to breathe different now. I'm just gonna have to do things different because, it was hurting for about 3 or 4 days. And I said, no, I need to go on ahead and chill out. And so actually, Laura, it doesn't, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, We'll go further in depth about HR 1319. So here's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about HR 1319 tonight. We're also going to be talking about our next two senators. Remember, we're going over who took what. Thank you so much for that, Fleetwood. I appreciate it. We're also going to be talking about, hang on, I had it pulled up. Oh, we're going to be talking about a new podcast show called The Rivalry Report. The Rivalry Report. And it is, it's called The Rivalry because it's myself and a beautiful sister named Heather Asenyabi. Beautiful name. And she and I went to rival high schools. So it's called The Rivalry Report on purpose. But we're going to come in and we're going to be discussing with you all information that you need to know. Okay. So let's just let's yeah, and it's okay. Let it, it's all right. It's all right. We just don't pray. I need to stop. All right. So we're going to be talking about politics. We're going to be talking about race. We're going to be talking about all the things that are important. And we're also going to be giving you guys tight information that you're going to need. And we're definitely going to need it leading into the midterms. Okay. Either way, no matter what anyone believes, coming into this room will allow you to just get information that you need. That's it. You take it and do with it what you want. You know, I'm seeing some of the comments and some of the words that are being said. You're lying. I just looked it up. Well, girl, if you just looked it up, then you would have read the same damn thing that I did. Hell, I'm not making this up. I'm not making none of this up. Matter of fact, I don't have the capacity within everything else that I have going on to stop and make up HR 1319. Who in their right mind would want to do that anyway? HR 1320, Modern Work and Security Act. HR 4366, the Save Local Business Act. Let's talk about that too tonight. HR 4312, the Student Compensation and Opportunity Through Rights and Endorsements, the SCORE Act. Let's talk about that. HR 4307, the Enhancing Detection of Human Trafficking Act. Let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and just put them on out there. You know where you can find out more information about these? brownstoneworldwide.com. They'll be there before the end of the day. I'll be sure of that. I'll be sure that they put it up there because you need to know. And then you do with it what you want. That's it. And it's on you. How you doing, Doquan? Good to see you. So, there you go. We're going to come back and thank y'all for letting me have my little rant. But you know what? Let's also so when we have these conversations, I don't want to not stop people that have definite concerns. So if you have those concerns, let's talk about why the businesses are leaving. Why are they leaving? Do we know why? Let's back it up with information and data. Let's do that. Because one thing that the numbers do is don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Honey, the taxes is high everywhere. I just got my tax bill for my house. It's ridiculous. All right, folks. I will be back later on this evening. I got to get ready to cut these commercials. That's going to be fun. Are you ready? We got an hour and a half before we get started. Okay. He's like, All right. Now, y'all, I will see you all later on this evening. Don't forget, the Rivalry Report actually starts August 13th. You'll be able to go over to brownstoneworldwide.com. Get on our email list at Brownstone Worldwide. When you go to the website for the very first time, it's going to ask you for your email information, and that will automatically put you in to get the Brownstone Brief emailed to you every day. That's number one. That way you'll have all of the updates sent directly to you from our little team. And get ready for the Rivalry Report. Also, tonight, we'll go over our next two senators. We're also going to go over HR 1319, 1320, 4366, 4312, and 4307. So we can talk about all the things. And we're going to continue to follow what's happening with the Hungala. Honduras Flotilla and its 21 folks who are being detained right now and should have already had their trial for deportation back to their respective countries. Okay, we definitely want to talk about that and what's happening in Gaza as well. But let's dig into this. Let's continue to share information and keep each other informed. That's the best thing that we can do. But I'll see you all later on tonight. I got work to do. I hope my camera is charged. That's going to be an issue. All right, here we go. 3 things that I always like to tell everybody before we end every single broadcast. 1, love your life. It is the only one that you have. 2, live your life to the fullest and embrace everything that is your life. And lastly, breathe through every single moment. Y'all, remember, we still the people. And no matter what, we know right from wrong, don't we? Let's stay on the side of right. Bye.
Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are welcome in the essence. This broadcast, Brownstone, the light is contagious. But you need go on and receive it for yourself. Just open it, exuberant, evolution, excited. We standing on the foundation of expression. You might have seen, you might have been, or you could have gravitated. Our foundation, we want to create a space for all to collaborate and be liberated from eventually all over the globe. And we are extending a hand to those who are an extension from maybe platforms, dig into another stratosphere. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Welcome to Brownstone Worldwide. Tips, topics, and talk, we got it all. Brownstone Boozy and Breakfast with Vernell. Here to entertain, and we will help you live well. And that is MSG, the message in the message. I can OD on my execution of excellency. And this as a man right now, and things aren't created, but see true.